Ja. Ja. Hey. Good morning, everyone. Novio, GOT6. Alright. Let's see. Let's see what today will do. Timer starts. Mobart. Good morning. Oh, all right. Okay. Hey, Larry. Good morning, good morning. Hey, isn't the timer running? Oh. Alright. You must have misclicked. It's on now. Hej Hugo.
Hej. Så den här gången du har det gått väldigt snabbt.
Mm.
Det har skett 45 men det har 30.
Mm.
Ja, lite kvar.
Mm. Romeo. That's unlucky. Kan du sluta putta på min stol? Kan jag få gärna vara själv här nu, okej? Du kan gå och leka. Mm. So I'm seeing some kind of shaman, like pretending to be a bird of sorts. I instantly saw this kind of arm gesture of arms straight out, and I want to try to capture that kind of anatomy, I guess. Good morning, Dennis. And yeah, Gaxix, some birdman shaman. How's it going, Dennis? I saw your little rant about paid education on Facebook. I have to agree. I touched on the topic on this stream as well. I don't know if you were here when I ranted about it. Three burning bird skulls hovering in front of him. Okay. I have to improvise what a bird skull looks like from my head. No idea really what they look like. Probably something like that. Big old cavity for their tiny eyes. Tiny, they're not tiny. Some weird wing cheekbone. I know it's very flimsy. Something like that. And then the problem becomes in how do I make them burn. Shouldn't be any problems. Well, it looks maybe more like they're smoking, but I'll try to just... And then, of course, need to play with that and erase so they pop. Or is it gonna be a part 2, Dennis? Or do you mean that the whole meaning of the rant was to teach yourself rather than rely on others? Or I just think the whole pay to learn is good, but it's also bad. Bad when you rely on it. Yeah, pumpkin unicorn. I'm thinking it's like being some sort of hat or metal disc of some sort, rather than an actual halo. But yeah, cheers. So I just gotta go. Hey, Painter XP, good morning. Willkommen. Just that brush a bit, making it a little bit more textury. I'm thinking, how about some sort of structure to hint the structure with the holds the whole wing part. I think that could be cool. Make it also like a bit rough looking. Something. Can't bog down in details, come on. Need to react more, can't just sit and think too much. This is me just talking to myself. To wake up a bit and stop designing and just get stuff in and react more. Can't slow down yet. Wie geht's? A bird that carries his cage. So he's a prisoner of his own world. Or he's the warden of his own prison. Probably has some symbolic meaning in there. Would be cool if it's like a multi-layered kind of wing structure, so it's not a perfectly even one. It's very sporadic. Feel like some asymmetry is needed here. Maybe has a bunch of vad händer Hugo? Okay. My son is rummaging around. Oh yeah, I want to use the rake thing I found yesterday. That one. Reiki goodness. Then erase parts in there so it's not so uniform. Okay, that Let's go in the right direction. I was playing around with 3D yesterday, and the most annoying part is in a 3D program is that they're so advanced, that you can do so many different things, and that if you accidentally hit a shortcut for something like that you don't know about, all of a sudden something has changed, and you don't know how to change it back because you hit some random shortcut, the key slip, and you kind of trying to Google the right answer. Yeah, I was sitting there for the longest time last night and just troubleshooting, like, what can it be, and Googling different terms, but I eventually found it. But yeah, it was not it can be very frustrating when you don't know what's happened. You have to kind of trying to reverse engineer the problem and then find a solution for it. But yeah, luckily I figured it out in the end, but for the longest time I was sitting and cursing. It was in Maya. I was playing around in Maya. I had accidentally done something with the pivot point, the kind of point where things scale from on a 3D object, and like if I would move it, it would snap to the center of the object, right, as it should be. But as soon as I started the scaling, it was scaling from somewhere in the scene rather than the object, and I tried to kind of change the pivot point manually, but it popped back to the that weird place in the scene, and eventually I figured out how to break it. I had messed it up somehow, and when I had manually changed the pivot point, I had locked it for some reason with some weird little shortcut, and I just couldn't figure out how to change it back. But eventually I figured out how to to fix it. But I almost gave up. I was like, should I go to bed? No, I can't. Just next time I open the 3D file and have the same problem, that would be just so, you would lose the will. So luckily I found it. Could happily go to bed without having to think about it. Hey, thanks, Paul Treffel. Glad you like it. I'm digging him too. He feels very moody. Yeah, Dennis, definitely. 3D can be very stiff. But it's, for me, what you always need to remember with doing 3D is that the payoff comes at the end. It's nothing like instant gratification like painting or drawing. Is like you can get the result instantly and you kind of feel good about it while working on it. 3D always, for me, is great at the very end. Like when you do the finishing touches and then you go like, oh yeah, it turned out great. But like 98% of the whole thing is you just hoping that you know what you're doing and that the end result will it will be worth the struggle. Yeah, the modeling is it can be extremely tedious. Alex Lazar. I don't know really about mentorship, as in like take on like an understudy, or in that sense, or like you paying me to what? I give you personalized critique. I don't know what's mentorship. I know some artists do it, but for me it's a bit weird. Please feel free to explain. What do you mean by it? I mean, I'm intrigued. And not like in an didn't mean to sound so negative about it. Just curious. Paul Treffel, yeah, that would be awesome. Blizzard hire me. They think they noticed. Good morning, Andy Nolan. Alex Lazar, all right, that's interesting. Have you done it before? With someone else? Alex Lazar, I used to teach at CGMA. I used to have a 2-month course where I had around 20 students and did, like one-to-one mentorship with all of them. It was pretty good. According to CGMA or CG Master Academy, it was one of the most successful ones, most popular ones as well, best rated ones. So that's cool. That's a little bit of a feather in my hat. So 6 minutes left. I'm guessing it's a good thing where I'm going. What can I add to this painting? Novio. That sounds pretty cool. Um, I'll give it a think of, you know, how to make it in a cool way. Um, and the problem is now, right? It's my working hours, so I wouldn't be able to do that straight after the stream. Um, but I'll give it a think. It's a good suggestion. Yeah, then it's definitely a lot of process is important that you get feedback on rather than the finished product, because the finished product itself is a is a skill set you need to learn to do, but also the whole sketching process of getting where you need to get is just as important to know. Paul Trefal, yeah, Patreon. Yeah. I'm a little bit hesitant to take people's money. Um, but I'll give it a think. It's on a way of making it fun for me and fun for you guys, and hopefully without payment. It's all a matter of time for me, right? I'm a father of 2 kids and husband and projects of my own. I can't just. I have a full-time day job as well, you know. So it's not just a matter of setting it up and doing it. It's about finding time to do it. Okay, Paul Treffel. All right, that sounds good then. Good morning, Dharma Design. Thanks. Two minutes left. Pumpkin Unicorn, yeah, that's it's. I mean, it's like I said, it's a separate beast of its own. You know, like finishing ability of an illustration is just as important to making the illustration. You know, the journey of making it. So that's something you shouldn't ignore. Same as idea generation itself is very important to learn. Same as in figuring out how to do the last 5% of an illustration, which takes usually the longest, and it's the hardest to kind of figure out how to do. Like how to make it look extra good, you know, that special sauce. What makes that illustration just pop, you know? And that's something you have to practice. You know, which techniques can you use to make that illustration better? What's your final moves to make it tasty? There's a lot of different things you can do to a painting to make it look good. Or design, you know, how do you want to, depending on how you want to present it as. So there's lots of things to practice, rather than just I make cool pictures. A lot of people don't think about it. Cater the path they're going on for all aspects, you know. It's great to do sketches, but if you never finish a painting, you can never also practice finishing a painting. And if you're only pushing each illustration instantly up to finish, you never learn how to push each step of the journey there. And a lot of it is soul searching and kind of finding who you are as an artist and what you like to draw and which kind of looks you like as an illustration, in an illustration, or what you like to sketch. You know, it's all different things that they're also important to do. Right. All right, so this is it today. Some strange wizard guy. Be back tomorrow morning for some more streaming. Thank you all for coming. Good luck with today, what you need to do today, and see you all tomorrow. Right, guys. Bye. Bye, everyone.